Hello, Dr. Pesca. What brings you here?
Hello.
Where are we?
We are at Promontory Point in Chicago, in Hyde Park, Chicago. So this is on the south side, very near where I live, just a couple blocks away. And we have a very nice view of downtown from here.
And what does it mean to you, this place?
It's a very serene place. This is where I was spending the entire early part of the pandemic. And this is where I would come to sort of clear my head. And that was when all of this music that's on this album came about. So, I have very positive associations with this, and it's very peaceful and serene for me.
You're a pianist and composer. Do those things blend together in your daytime and your nighttime life? How do you separate them?
I don't separate them. Yeah, that's right. They blend together completely, and it's something that's been a challenge my whole life to kind of keep moving forward in both areas. But I would not have it any other way. It's they inform one another. They talk to one another. The music I play informs the music I write, and the way I play, I think, is also informed by my perspective as a composer. So, even though it's a challenge, it's been integral to who I am as an artist.
It seems kind of unusual these days, but if you think of like Bach and Mozart, they were no slouch kind of players as well as no slouch kind of composers too. So
yeah, that's right. I really look to those kinds of figures and more contemporary figures as well as kind of role models for this kind of practice. I think it's really for me, it's the most productive way to think of myself as a creator is as a creator on multiple fronts, not just pen to paper, and not just at the keys, but on many levels.
One thing that sadistic composers might like to do is ask their pianist to do things that are almost impossible. Do you ever do that for yourself?
Yeah, I do. I write things that I think are at the threshold of possibility, and then I have to practice a long time to make them work. And then I can do the thing where I can actually then put on my composer hat and have a bit of mercy on myself, and mark the tempo a little slower or omit a couple notes here and there. So I do that. The piece on this record that really is like that is the one of the two pieces called Watercolors, called In the Mountains. There's some really intensely virtuosic passages in that piece, and I practice my tail off on those.
Who are the composers on the album? Are you old buddies, new buddies?
People from all different chapters of my life. I'll go in album order. So the album starts with a piece by Aaron Travers, and he's someone who I think I've known since 2001 or so, for about 20 years. He was getting his doctorate when I was getting my undergrad at Eastman, and I've always admired his writing. And when the opportunity came to partner with someone on this commissioning project through the Library of Congress, we got back in touch and connected then, and I love his piece. I think it's incredibly layered, the way he writes for the instrument. Then there's Allison Jang, who I met when I was teaching here at University of Chicago, which is just a couple miles from where we're sitting now, and the reason why I moved to this part of the world. And so Allison is actually still a PhD student in composition there, and part of my duties as artist in residence when I was here was to play the works by the student composers. So I got to know a lot of their music and admire a lot of it. And that's how I found out about this piece, Isles. I premiered it here at the university and just fell in love with the way she wrote for the piano. I thought she has such a wonderful sense of how things sound. And the way the piece is paced, it's a piece full of drama and full of passion, and I love playing it. And then the other piece that's not by me on the album is by Augusta Reed Thomas, who also teaches here at the University of Chicago, and she's someone I've known for the last 10 or 15 years, and I've played a bunch of her music, and have been involved in a bunch of projects that she's been sort of spearheading. She's always running around doing a lot of things. She's that kind of person, full of energy and wanting to contribute to the world in all kinds of ways. So she wrote this piece for me over the last couple years. We really drilled down on it during the pandemic. We were going back and forth with sketches and revisions and notes a lot in the early stages of the pandemic, and I finally had the opportunity to premiere that this past December.
And it's a crazy world out there if people haven't been paying attention. How does this album change that? Is it the panacea?
No, I mean, I don't think of it as a panacea of any sort. I mean, I think what music, like the music on this album, can do is give us sort of a space to reflect and a way to regard things differently. Certainly all of this music is about environment, is about place, is about places like this, places that, have some relationship to human society, but are also, important places where we connect with nature and where we commune with nature. I mean, it's very much an urban environment, but also a natural one, and that's how all of the music on this album is. It's not just about nature. It's really about the conversation that happens between nature and humanity, and so that reflection, I think, is very timely. I can't help bring up an item that was in the news a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was just a week ago. This new report that came out about the state of the climate, that was really very very dire and very disturbing. And writing music about that is not going to change it, of course. But what it can do is it can provide some kind of reflection and some kind of space to reconsider these things and reconsider how this relationship might be at its best.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for telling us all about it. At this point, I urge viewers to turn off the video and go and listen to it.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.